Varsha, good evening, dear.
Good evening.
Varsha, have you gone through the recorded video when you were absent?
Yes, ma'am. I have gone through recorded videos, but I didn't practice any sums in admission, ma'am.
Okay.
Because I have exam only for partnership and
Huh?
goodwill, so I have to practice many sums. I only practice the sums that you have given in the class
Oh,
notes.
okay. So it is clear to you. I just want to know whether it is clear or not. It is clear to you? The concept is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
fine. You got the marks for the test. Goodwill, I think you told me na that day you wrote test for
Yeah,
goodwill.
ma'am. But my teacher hasn't come from board correction, ma'am. She has gone for board correction. I'm not sure. I might get it on Monday, ma'am. If I get, I'll send it in WhatsApp.
Okay, dear. Thanks. Okay. Take page number 15, 15. Page number, admission of a partner, 15, page number.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, dear. Good evening, Kritika. Taken page number 15, 15.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Question number 4. A and B are partners sharing profit in the ratio of 3:2. They admit C into the partnership with 1/4 share in future profit. So A and B, there are two partners in a partnership firm. What is their profit sharing ratio? 3:2. When I say profit sharing ratio, if the firm suffer any loss, the loss will also be shared in this ratio only, 3:2. They admit C into the partnership. So C is the new partner who is coming into the partnership business. For what share? For how much shares C is coming? 1/4 share. So C will get 1/4 share in profit, future profit. The new profit sharing ratio is 5:4:3. In this question, we know old profit sharing ratio of old partners, and after C's admission, the new profit sharing ratio is also given in the question. So, we can easily calculate the sacrificing ratio. What is the formula for calculating sacrificing ratio? Old ratio minus new ratio. C brings into the business rupees 50,000 for his capital. So C brings 50,000 capital, his share of capital into the business, but could not bring any amount for goodwill. But C is not able to bring his share of goodwill. I have already taught you the 3-4 cases of goodwill. This is 3 cases. This is the third cases. So in third case, what we learned? If the partner is not able to bring new partner. Partner means I am talking about new. In this question it is C. C is the new partner. So if he is not able to bring his share of goodwill, then what journal entry we will pass? C's current account debit to sacrificing partners account. In this question there are two partners A and B. They are sacrificing their share. So C's current account debit to A's capital account to B's capital account. Then C's share of goodwill we have to write and distribute in the sacrificing ratio among the old partner or sacrificing partner, that is A and B. The firm's goodwill on C's admission was valued at 48,000. In this question, C's share of goodwill is not given. You should read the question very carefully. The question says goodwill of the firm is 48,000, means total firm's goodwill is given 48,000. You have to calculate what is C's share. How you will calculate? C comes for 1/4 share. So 1/4 of 48,000 if you calculate, then you will get C's share of goodwill. In this way you have to calculate. So C's share of goodwill comes to 12,000. 1/4 of firm's goodwill, 48,000. Pass journal entry. You have to pass the necessary journal entry. Always write the old ratio given in the question. Old partners A and B, old ratio 3:2. So 3/5, 2/5. C is the new partner. He comes for 1/4 share. Then what is the formula for sacrificing ratio? It is must to calculate sacrificing ratio whenever the question asks you to pass journal entry regarding goodwill. Because always the goodwill is distributed among old partner in sacrificing ratio. Whatever new partner brings his share of goodwill, it is distributed among the sacrificing partner or old partner in sacrificing ratio. Now the formula for sacrificing ratio equals to old ratio minus new ratio. A's sacrifice, how you are going to calculate how much A has sacrificed? What is his old share? 3/5 given in the question. New share also we know, minus 5/12. Just take the LCM 5 and 12 basic maths. You will get 60 and solve it. Then A's sacrifice will be how much? 11/60. This is the sacrifice made by A. What about B? How much B has made sacrifice? So B sacrifice equal to old share minus new share. Old share 2/5 given in the question minus new share also given in the question. 5:4:3 is the new ratio. So B's new share is 4/12. Again take the LCM 60, solve it. You will get 4/60. What about C? C is the new partner. So his old share is nothing, 0. Since he is the new partner, so 0 minus what is his new old ratio minus new ratio. New ratio is 3/12. If you cancel 3/12, you will get 1/4 only. So he comes for 1/4 given in the question, and new ratio is 3/12. If you cancel 3/12, 1/4 only you are going to get. Old minus new. Minus 3/12 means C is gaining. Always you have to remember, in admission of a partner, the new partner gains, old partner sacrifices. So we calculate sacrificing ratio only for old partner, not for new partner. Never get confused. Sacrificing ratio is always calculated for the old partners in admission. New partner always gains. Now sacrificing ratio is 11:4. Okay, how we got 11:4? 11/60. A made the sacrifice, and what about B? 4/60. Since denominator are same 60, so no need to make any changes in denominator. Just you can calculate the sacrificing ratio, which comes to 11:4. Now you have to pass the journal entry. First, what journal entry we are going to pass? The new partner, that is C. How much he brought capital into the business? Given in the question, 50,000. So bank account debit to C's capital. There is a logic behind debiting and crediting the accounts. Why we are debiting bank account? Why we are writing bank account debit? Because whenever the new partner brings his share of capital into the business, bank balance of the business will increase. He brings in cash. Capital is always brought by the new partner in cash. So bank balance of the business will increase. And what is the rule of this asset? Bank is an asset. Whenever any asset increases, we debit it. And whenever any asset decreases, we credit it. That is why we are debiting bank account debit 50,000. Now we are crediting C's capital. Why? Again there is a logic. Just like that, we are not debiting any account or crediting any account in accounts. Each and everything is based on rule. There are rules for journal entry, modern approach, traditional approach. Already you must have learnt in class 11th. On the basis of that only we are debiting and crediting the accounts. Why we are crediting C's capital? Whenever any capital is contributed into the business by any partner, maybe new, old, it is liability for the business. Whenever the business closes or shut downs in future, the capital invested by the partners will be given back to them. So it's liability in the head of the business. And what is the rule for liability? If any liability of the business increases, we credit it. If liability decreases, we debit it. Here, when C is bringing capital and investing in the business, liability of the business is increasing. That is why we are crediting to C's capital. Are you understanding the logic behind debit and credit? Amrita, Kirtika, Varsha? Yes? Please reply, dear. Amrita, Kirtika, Varsha, are you able to understand the logic behind debit and credit?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, dear. Now, next journal entry we are going to pass. What is the next journal entry? The amount of goodwill which the new partner C is not able to bring. C is the new partner. He is not able to bring his share of goodwill. For that we have to pass journal entry. So first, as I told you in this question, total goodwill of the firm is given. Total goodwill of the firm is 48,000. Read the question carefully. Question is not telling that C's share of goodwill is 48,000. Question says goodwill of the firm is 48,000 and C is the new partner. So you have to calculate his share. 1/4 of 48,000 comes 12,000. So C should bring 12,000 as his share of goodwill. But he could not bring. The question says he is not able to bring his share of goodwill. Then what will be the journal entry if the new partner is not able to bring his share of goodwill? Very simple. What we have to do? First, you have to debit C's current account. C is the new partner. C's current account debit by how much? His share of goodwill 12,000. Then you have to credit the sacrificing partner's capital account. To A's capital account, to B's capital account. Why we are crediting A's capital, B's capital account, the sacrificing partner's capital account? Why we are crediting? Because whatever the new partner will bring, his share of goodwill will always be distributed to the sacrificing partners in sacrificing ratio. And what is the rule of capital account? Whenever partner gets anything from business, it increases their capital, so we credit their capital. Whenever partner pays anything to the business, it decreases the capital, so we debit capital account. In this case, the goodwill brought by the new partner will be given to the old partner in sacrificing ratio. They will get, so their capital will increase. That is why we are crediting old partner's capital account. To A's capital, to B's capital. How much A will get, how much B will get? Total value of the goodwill is 12,000 which C will bring. So in this 12,000 we have to distribute in sacrificing ratio, which we have calculated, and it comes to 11:4 is the sacrificing ratio. So 11/14, if you do, A will get 11/14 of 12,000. Again 11/14, it's 11:4, 11/15. 11/15, okay. So 12,000 into 11/15, A will get 8,800. Again 12,000 into 4/15, B will get 3,200. In this way, the 12,000 total amount of goodwill brought by C will be distributed among the old partner in sacrificing ratio. Any doubt so far? Varsha, Kirtika, Amrita, any doubt you are not able to understand anything?
No, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Next, question number 5. A and B are partners sharing profit in the ratio of 3:2. There are two partners, A and B, and they are sharing profit in which ratio? 3:2. They admit C into partnership. So, they are taking C into the partnership business. The new profit sharing ratio is agreed at 3:3:2. In this question also, new ratio is given, old ratio is given. No need to calculate new ratio. It is given in the question. Firm's goodwill on C's admission is valued at 3,20,000. Again, you should be very careful and alert when you read the question. This 3,20,000 is firm's goodwill. If you don't read the question carefully and you start solving the question, you may think that it is C's share of goodwill. Question will go wrong. They are not telling that it is C's share of goodwill. It is firm's share of goodwill. Total firm's goodwill is given 3,20,000. So you have to calculate the new partner's share of goodwill. But C could not bring any amount of goodwill in cash. Now what is happening? C is the new partner. He is not able to bring any amount of capital. Give journal entry when goodwill account is raised and written off immediately. This is again a very important concept in admission. Okay. Unless and until the question tells you to raise the goodwill and write off the goodwill, you are not going to do it. But in some questions, in like this, the question will tell you to raise the goodwill and write off the goodwill. So for this, how you are going to pass the journal entry? Always remember, whenever the question tells you to raise the goodwill and write off the goodwill, you have to raise the goodwill with full amount. Write off the goodwill with full amount. Full amount means goodwill of the firm. What is the meaning of full amount? Goodwill of the firm. Yes, Amrita, tell me.
Ma'am, what is raising the goodwill and writing of the goodwill?
I will tell you, dear. That is why this is the first time. Now I will teach you. Okay. What is raising and writing? What is write off? Raising is nothing. Raising of goodwill means, suppose in this question 3,20,000 is the total goodwill of the firm. First you have to show it in the book. Show it in the book means where goodwill will come in the book. In the balance sheet asset side, we normally show goodwill. Goodwill is the asset. So we show it in the asset side of the balance sheet. Raising means showing goodwill in the book of accounts. So we will debit goodwill. And writing off means we have to remove it from the book. From the book means from balance sheet. Once we have to show it as asset in the balance sheet asset side, immediately we have to write off. Immediately we are going to remove it from book of accounts. That is the meaning of raising goodwill and writing off goodwill. Understood, Amrita?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, when goodwill is raised and written off, what will be the journal entry when the question tells you to raise the goodwill and write off the goodwill? Goodwill account debit to old partners account, being goodwill raised in old ratio. You have to remember, whenever the question asks you to raise the goodwill, first important point is you have to raise the goodwill in full amount. That is, total goodwill of the firm should be raised. That is very important. You should not raise the goodwill only by the new partner's share. Whenever the question tells you to raise and write off goodwill means you have to raise the goodwill with full amount, total goodwill of the firm. Then to old partners capital account you have to credit. And in which ratio you are going to distribute this goodwill? Old ratio. These things you must remember. Please write it down. Second, they are telling you to write off the goodwill. First you have to raise, then write off. Write off means remove from the books. Raise means show in the books. In simple meaning, raising goodwill means showing in the book of accounts. Written off means removing from book of accounts. Now we are going to remove. So new partners capital account debit to goodwill. Always goodwill is written off in new ratio. This is the rule you must remember. Always raise the goodwill in old ratio, write off the goodwill in new ratio. You can please write it down. Always we have to raise the goodwill in old ratio among old partners. Old ratio, old partner. In this way you have to remember. We have to raise the goodwill. When the question tells you to write off, what you will do? You have to write off the goodwill in new partner, like new profit sharing ratio. Means new partner will be included at the time of writing off. Now we will see. Now here old partners are A and B. Their ratio is 3:2 given in the question. C is the new partner, and what is the new ratio also given in the question? A, B, C, 3:3:2. So we know the old ratio, we know the new ratio. In this type of question, when the question tells you to raise and write off goodwill, no need to calculate sacrificing ratio. No need, because there is no use of sacrificing ratio in this question. Okay? What we are going to do? Harish, good evening, dear. Harish?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, take page number 17, admission of a partner, 1-7.
Yes.
Yeah, question number 5. So first what we are going to do? We are going to raise the goodwill as the question tells you to raise. Goodwill account debit. How much total goodwill of the firm given in the question? Everything is in the question only. You must know the journal entry and the ratio. That's all. So goodwill account debit. Why we are debiting goodwill account? They are telling you to raise means we have to show it in the book of accounts. That is in the balance sheet. Asset side we have to show the goodwill. For that, what you will do? If you want to show any asset in balance sheet, you have to debit it, because whenever any asset increases in the business, we have to debit it. So goodwill account debit 3,20,000. As I told you, always raise the goodwill in old ratio. So who are the old partners? A and B. To A's capital account, to B's capital account. What is their old ratio given in the question? 3:2. This 3,20,000 into 3/5, 3,20,000 into 2/5. It comes to 1,92,000, 1,28,000. Being goodwill, don't use short form like me. GW, you have to write full goodwill like that. So being goodwill raised in old ratio among old partners. Raising of goodwill is clear to you all? Harish, Amrita, Kritika, Varsha? Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, dear. Now we are going to write off the goodwill as per the question. Question only tells you to write off the goodwill. Write off means removing goodwill from book of accounts. If any asset is debited, simple in accounts. Being an account student, you must know. If any asset is debited, what is the meaning of this? Means we are going to show that asset in the balance sheet asset side. And if we want to remove that asset from book of accounts, what you will do? You have to credit the asset. If you credit any asset means you are removing from book of accounts. Now that asset will be no longer in the asset side of the balance sheet. That is the meaning. Now this goodwill is asset. For showing asset or raising asset in balance sheet, we debited. Now we have to write off. We have to remove that asset from balance sheet. What we will do? We will credit the goodwill account to goodwill account. And what is the rule for writing off goodwill? You have to write off the goodwill in new ratio. So new partner will also come in this. A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit. C is the new partner, so he will also come at the time of writing off the goodwill. And goodwill is written off at new ratio, already given in the question. New ratio is also given in the question. Everything is there. 3:3:2 is the new ratio. Just distribute this write off goodwill in new ratio. 3,20,000 into how much? 3/8. Again 3,20,000 into 3/8. Again 3,20,000 into 2/8. If you do, you will get 1,20,000, 1,20,000, 80,000. Understood or any doubt? Anyone has any doubt in this? Yes?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Now we are going to move to next question. Question number 6, page number 19, 19. Question number 6. A and B are partners sharing profits equally. There are two partners, A and B. They share profit equally. If profit sharing ratio is not given in the question, we have to take it as equal partners. Okay? But here they are telling you to share the profit equally. So 1:1 is the ratio. What is the meaning of sharing profit equally? Whatever the firm earns profit, the old partner will share equally, 50%, 50%. So 1:1 is the ratio. If 3 partners, 1:1:1. 4 partners, 1:1:1:1, like that. They admit C into partnership. Who is C? New partner. He is coming into the business. C paying only 60,000 for premium. What is the meaning of premium? Premium means share of goodwill. C's share of goodwill is known as premium. Okay. So, C paying only rupees 60,000 for premium. Out of his share of premium, 1,08,000. What is the meaning of this sentence? C is the new partner. Whenever any new partner comes into the partnership business, he brings two things. One is his share of capital. Second, his share of goodwill. In this question, C is the new partner. His share of goodwill is 1,08,000. But he is bringing only 60,000. You have to understand, out of 1,08,000, if he is able to bring only how much? 60,000 means the remaining, how much remaining? 48,000. C is not able to bring. In this way, you have to understand the question. Then, for 1/4 share of profit. So, C is coming for how much share in profit? 1/4. Goodwill account appears in the books at rupees 3 lakh. Past journal entry. Whenever this line is there, goodwill account appears in the books at 3 lakh. Again a new concept. Please, whenever you attend my class, keep a rough note, pen, pencil, whatever, before attending the class. All the important things, whatever I tell you, please, it's a request, write it down. It is going to help you a lot. If you don't write it down, just you listen now. When you start solving the question, you won't be able to solve any question. Please write it down, whatever I am telling you. So in this question, again a new concept has come. Goodwill account appears in the books at rupees 3 lakh. Meaning of this line is, already in the old balance sheet of old partners, goodwill is there. And what is the value of the goodwill? 3 lakh. They are not talking about the new firm's goodwill. Please understand this line. Appears means already the old balance sheet, old partner, they are having this much goodwill in the book of accounts. What we have to do whenever this type of line comes in the question? Nothing. You have to always write off this goodwill which is appearing in the balance sheet. You have to write off. How? What is the ratio? Always you have to write the goodwill which is already appearing in the books of accounts in old ratio. These ratios are very confusing for you all people. Please write it down. There is a concept I taught you, raising and writing of goodwill. For that, in order to raise the goodwill, whenever question says old ratio, old partner, and again immediately you have to write off. For that I told you, always you have to write off in new ratio, new partner will also come. And again this is a new concept. This is means in this question 3 lakh already appeared in the old balance sheet of old partners. You have to write off this old goodwill appearing in the book of accounts. You have to write off. Question will not tell you that please write off. You have to understand. Whenever question says appeared, means you have to write off. How? This goodwill you will write off among old partners in old ratio. Who are the old partners in this question? There are two partners, A and B. They are old partners because C is the new partner. Old ratio equally. They are sharing profit loss equally given in the question. So, now what is the goodwill already appearing in the books? 3 lakh. You have to write off 2 goodwill. Write off means again remove it from the book. Already 3 lakh is there in the book. Appear means it is there. You have to write off means you have to credit the goodwill. Goodwill is asset. So in order to remove from books, you have to credit the asset as per the concept. So to goodwill account 3 lakh. Old partner A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit, old partner's capital account debit, old ratio 1:1. So 3 lakh, 150, 1 lakh 50,000, 1 lakh 50,000. Is this concept clear to you all? If any old goodwill appears in the books, you have to write off in old ratio among old partner. Any doubt in this concept? Yes?
No.
Okay, fine.
No.
Okay. Why?
No.
Very good. Why always Kirtika only replies? I want reply from all, please. If you are not able to understand, ask me, dear. I will explain you. Don't hesitate. Okay, fine. Now, second part of the question. Okay, now the main part of the question. Actually, not second. This is the main part. Now, what we are going to do? We are going to divide this goodwill, that is the new partner's goodwill. Who is new partner again? C is the new partner. And how much his share of goodwill given in the question? 1,08,000. Just write 1,08,000 goodwill. It is C's share of goodwill, not firm's share. Don't get confused. It is C's share of goodwill clearly mentioned in the question. But the question says, out of this 1,08,000, C is bringing only 60,000. Read the question twice, thrice in order to understand the question. The language of the question is very important in accounts. Read it twice. Question is saying C's share of goodwill is 1,80,000. Premium means new partner's share of goodwill. Now you have to divide this into 2 equal parts. One 60,000, another 48,000. Why? He is not bringing 1,80,000 in cash. He is bringing only 60,000. Out of 1,08,000, new partner is bringing only 60,000 given in the question. What about 48,000? The new partner is not able to bring this 48,000. So again we have to pass how many journal entries? 3 journal entries we have to pass for this goodwill. Why? First journal entry, the new partner, how much he is bringing. Then what will be the second journal entry? Whatever the new partner is bringing, his share of goodwill in cash will be distributed among the old partner in sacrificing ratio. Then what is the third journal entry? The amount of goodwill, that is 48,000, which the new partner is not able to bring. For that we have to pass journal entry. So in this entire question, 4 journal entry we are going to pass. First journal entry, already whatever the goodwill appeared in the books, we have to write it off. And the second journal entry, the new partner, how much he is bringing his share of goodwill. Third journal entry, whatever the new partner brings in cash, that will be distributed among old partner in sacrificing ratio. Fourth journal entry regarding goodwill will be the total amount of goodwill new partner is unable to bring. So first journal entry, how much he is able to bring? New partner C is able to bring 60,000 in cash. Again the bank balance will increase, bank account debit, and to premium for goodwill account. We always write to premium for goodwill account. Why? Premium for goodwill means it is income for the business. Whatever the new partner is bringing has his share of goodwill is income for the business. So all income and gains we have to credit. That is why we are crediting to premium for goodwill account. Bank account debit to premium for goodwill account 60,000, 60,000. Now this premium for goodwill will be distributed among the old partners in sacrificing ratio. Always goodwill is distributed among old partners in sacrificing ratio. Premium for goodwill account debit, how much the new partner brought? 60,000. Now you have to distribute this 60,000 among whom? The old partner, to A's capital account, to B's capital account. How much? 30,000, 30,000. How we came to know that the sacrificing ratio is equal? How? There is a trick. Always remember, I will tell you. The new partner C, he is coming for 1/4 share. The question tells you the new partner is coming for 1/4 share. Did the question tell you this 1/4 share, how the new partner is getting from whom? He is acquiring or surrendering, like the old partners, how much they are paying to the new partner, how he is getting? No, the information is not there. So whenever this type of questions come, that only the new partner's share is given in the question, and question don't tell you new partner is getting his share from whom and how much. So in always in this type of question, old ratio is equal to sacrificing ratio, remember. But if the question tells you that the 1/4 share, C gets half of 1/4 share from A and another half from B in this way, or A is the old partner, he sacrifices his 1/10 share, like that if question tells you, then you have to put the formula. That is how, in order to calculate sacrificing ratio, what is the formula? Old minus new ratio. You have to apply the formula and calculate. But whenever the question is silent, like the new partner gets his share from whom, then always the old ratio is equal to sacrificing ratio. That is why we have distributed 60,000 half 30,000 among old partner in old ratio. Any doubt in this?
No.
Okay, fine. Now the third journal entry, what we are going to pass. How much amount he is not able to bring? The new partner 48,000. He is not able to bring. For that, what journal entry we are going to pass? When a new partner is unable to bring his share of goodwill, C is current account debit. C is the new partner. Whenever he is not able to bring his share of goodwill, we have to debit his current account. So C is current account debit by how much? 48,000 he is not able to bring. Debit him 48,000. Old partner's capital account you have to credit. To A's capital account, to B's capital account. They are old partners, and they are going to get this 48,000 which C is not able to bring in sacrificing ratio. So as I told you, old ratio is sacrificing ratio in this question. So 48,000 divided by 2. 1:1 is the sacrificing ratio. 24,000. Any doubt in this question? Entire question, any doubt you are having?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Please be thorough with this goodwill concept, dear students, because this concept is not going to help you only for this chapter admission. After this we will do retirement, then we are going to do death. All these 3 chapters, admission, retirement, death, will have the same concept for goodwill. So if you are clear with this concept, no need to work hard in other chapters for goodwill like retirement, death. The same concept applies for other 2 chapters also. So please be clear. When the new partner brings his share of goodwill, what journal entry you have to pass. If the new partner is not able to bring his share of goodwill, again what journal entry you have to pass. And if the question tells you to raise the goodwill and write off, then what is the journal entry? In this way, each and everything you must be thorough. Okay? Suppose total goodwill of the firm is given in the question, then the new partner's share of goodwill you have to calculate, then distribute. Like this. Be thorough with the concept. Next, page number 21. Concept of accounting treatment of reserves and accumulated profit and losses. So there are one important concept of accumulated profit, reserve and losses. What is this? Like general reserve, contingency reserve,